Thanks a lot, sir. Special thanks to the Investrade team, Dr. Rajesh Shukla, Himanshu ji, Naresh sir, Chausi sir, for giving this opportunity to speak here today. The topic which I have chosen here is it's a quite controversial topic, I must say, because I don't think we all practice intermarket a lot. There's not a lot written about intermarket, but I feel it is very crucial to see intermarket relationship, because at the highs or lows, where you are always in doldrums that how high it will go or how low it will stretch, intermarket is one thing which can give you some idea that whether you have to come out of it or whether you have to lower your positions in it. So intermarket relationships help you in that. So I've tried to do something on that. Few things I have taken from books and a lot of things I have tried to put on my own, what I have searched and researched. So this is a beautiful picture by Leonardo da Vinci, which shows our body is in a Fibonacci ratio, the shoulder to elbow to shoulder to hand. The ratios are in Fibonacci, so our body also follows the Fibonacci ratio. So market, there's a high probability the market also follows it, and we all follow it every time. So I'll start with my presentation. So I'll start with this beautiful quote by Bruce Lee. I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times. So what I assume here is that most of the successful traders who have come here, those who are trading since long time, they have practiced this one kick 10,000 times. Like if I talk about Deepak, I think he has practiced ADX 10,000 times. And no matter what, how many indicators he learns in this next 2 days, the last 2 days he has learned, he will think about how to refine my ADX, how I use all this and refine my ADX theory. Probably he will not come out of ADX because he has practiced it for 10,000 times. On contrast, we saw somebody else who didn't like ADX because probably he had something else which has worked for him for a long time and he believes on that very strongly. So all successful traders, they have not come here to find a new system. They have come here to basically come here to reflect on their past, what they have done using that system. तो सिस्टम को यूज करके उन्होंने क्या किया है, वो यूज करते वक्त क्या सही कर रहे हैं, क्या गलतियां कर रहे हैं, साइकोलॉजिकली, मनी मैनेजमेंट वाइज किस चीज को वो इम्प्रूव कर सकते हैं. मुझे लगता है मेजर फोकस उनका वहां पे है. जिनको ज्यादा टाइम नहीं हुआ है, जो अभी सीख रहे हैं, उनका मेजर फोकस है सिस्टम. They want to identify which system I can use, what system will be useful. So overall, our conference is beneficial for both. So we are heavily reflecting on the mistakes we do in our trading, and also we are, talking about a lot of new systems which one can use. So wonderful presentation by Ankit where he talked about RSI, and Rajiv sir where he talked about money management, and Himanshu ji also. So we have got a lot of insights on all this. I'll try to touch a different part, which is intermarket part. So what is intermarket analysis? Basically, all markets are related. So what happens in one market has an effect on other. So if we talk about gold, so we saw for a long time that equity market was in this long consolidation, जिसको ना हम लोग bear market बोल पा रहे थे, ना bull market का start बोल पा रहे थे, and it was in long consolidation because of the gold rally. क्योंकि गोल्ड का बुल मार्केट खत्म नहीं हो रहा था. गोल्ड वाज स्ट्रेचिंग इट्स बुल मार्केट. मनी वाज नॉट कमिंग आउट ऑफ गोल्ड. सो दीस टू मार्केट, ये दो मार्केट के इंटररिलेशन के कारण प्रोबेबली इक्विटी वाज नॉट शोइंग अप द मूव. वो अपने आगे देखेंगे. सो बेसिकली देयर आर 4 इंटररिलेटेड मार्केट्स: कमोडिटी, करेंसी, बॉन्ड, स्टॉक मार्केट्स. ये 4 मेजर एसेट क्लासेस हैं जिनमें मेजर रोटेशन होता है. सो this is little bit theory part of it. US dollar trends in the opposite direction of commodities. US dollar और commodity में opposite direction रहता है. They are most probably they are inverse. A falling dollar is bullish for commodities. A rising dollar is bearish. Commodities trend in the opposite direction of bond prices. Bond prices और commodities का direction opposite होता है क्योंकि bond prices inversely proportional होते हैं interest rates के, और interest rates और commodities साथ में चलते हैं. महंगाई बढ़ती है तो commodity prices बढ़ती है. So commodity and bond prices are inversely related. Therefore, commodities trend in the same direction as interest rates. Rising commodities coincide with rising interest rates and falling bond prices. So commodity बढ़ती है तो वो interest rates बढ़ते हैं, bond prices गिरते हैं. This is the basic relation. Bond prices normally trend in the same direction as stock prices. So bond prices are normally trend in the same direction as stock prices because interest rates come होते हैं, which is beneficial for stock prices. So bond prices and stock prices rise together. Rising bond prices are normally good for stocks. Falling bond prices are bad. Rising bond prices means falling interest rates, which is good for stocks, and vice versa. It also talks about अगर bond prices बढ़ रहे हैं, so investment in bond prices is rising. It means money from one asset class is coming out. So money from stocks is coming out and going into bonds. So that is the reason why stock prices fall. Therefore, falling interest rates are normally good for stocks. Rising interest rates are bad. The bond market, however, normally changes direction ahead of stocks. So we'll see ये asset classes में rotation कैसे होता है, which can give us an idea that which is the next best asset class to focus on. A rising dollar is good for US stock and bonds. A falling dollar can be bad. Very sorry. The falling dollar is bad for bonds and stocks when commodities are rising. During a deflation, which is relatively rare, bond prices rise while stocks fall. Deflation is the time when prices are falling. It is a time of depression. So for stocks, it is not good automatically. So stock prices भी गिरते हैं और bond prices भी गिरते हैं क्योंकि interest rate बढ़ाना पड़ता है. Interest rates कम करना पड़ता है इकोनॉमी को रिकवर करने के लिए. To get more investments in economy, to pour more money in economy, interest rates कम करना पड़ता है. So if we talk about the relationship of bond, stock and commodities, ये एक 3 to 5 years का business cycle है. ये एक normal business cycle है जिसमें कि चलता है. तो अगर हम देखें तो bond prices, this is the contraction phase. So bond prices पहले ही अपना low बना देते हैं before stocks. Then stocks make their low, and then commodities make their low. And if we talk about expansion phase, bond prices are the first to peak out. Then stocks make their peak, and then commodities make their peak. So this is the normal tendency. So we can say that bond leads stocks and stock leads commodities. This is the major relation between these asset classes. Bond अपना high पहले बनाता है, then stocks make their high, and then it is interest rates. So intermarket relationships are global. This is like very much visible that all market relationships are global. हम लोग ये देख रहे थे कि यूरोप में क्राइसिस आ रही है. I think Europe was the one who came out of bear market at last. So these relationships are global, but one country leads the other. So I think US was the one which was leading it. It was followed by other Asian markets, and Europe is the one which is coming out of it. So आप देखेंगे कि बैड न्यूज जो थी सबसे लास्ट में यूरोप से अभी भी आती जा रही थी. So इंटरमार्केट रिलेशनशिप आर ग्लोबल और एक मार्केट का इफेक्ट दूसरे मार्केट में ग्रेजुअली आता ही है. So if we talk about these fall of world markets, 1987, 1990, 1994, there was no market of any world which was surviving. The latest crisis which we all have seen, 2007, 2008 crisis, it was very much global. Inflation, पूरे वर्ल्ड में it was hyperinflation 1970s. This is inflationary trends in 1980s and 1990s were worldwide. ये मैंने निफ्टी और गोल्ड प्राइस चार्ट का थोड़ा इंटर मार्केट रिलेशनशिप करने की कोशिश की है मैंने. So if we see this range I was talking about, around 2005 to this. So gold prices were rising. यहाँ ये करेक्शन आ रहा था, ये लो और ये टॉप कोइंसाइड हुआ. उसके बाद गोल्ड वेंट इनटू अ साइडवेज रेंज एंड इक्विटी मूव्ड अप. इक्विटी की बुल मार्केट रैली आई. नाउ जब गोल्ड ने ये टॉप तोड़ा, जब ये साइडवेज रेंज से गोल्ड बाहर निकला, दैट वाज द टॉप ऑफ इक्विटी. एंड उसके बाद ये पूरा करेक्शन आया एंड गोल्ड मार्केट रैली. अब आप इस चार्ट को एग्जैक्टली हमेशा इनवर्स नहीं देख पाएंगे, बिकॉज there are secular trends working. गोल्ड का कोई बड़ा सेक्युलर ट्रेंड गोल्ड को अभी भी बुल मार्केट में ही रखना चाहता है. So inter-market relationships can be useful during tops and bottoms. They help you to identify that. We should, most of us think that tops and bottoms identify नहीं करनी चाहिए, but we are talking about long-term relationship. We are talking about money rotation from one asset class to other, which happens. So now if we talk about this range to this range, जो कि एक बहुत बड़ा sideways range था equity market में, and if we talk about this range, यहाँ के आसपास we all were like a bull market will come, a bull market will come. आज नहीं तो कल, आज नहीं तो कल, we were waiting for it. दिख रहा है. ये हाई के पास बहुत बार गया, but फिर से बार-बार वापस आ रहा था, उस हाई को तोड़ नहीं पा रहा था, क्रॉस नहीं कर पा रहा था. But you see this point. Here equity market made its low, and gold made its top. This low and top coincided. After that equity rally and gold came down. और gold ने अपना 2006 से जो ट्रेंड लाइन कंटिन्यू हो रही है उसको अभी ब्रेक किया है. And equity market is a huge bull market. So हो सकता है that gold का अभी bearish trend आना बाकी है. This is just the beginning. हो सकता है. So this is the kind of intermarket relationship we can do. अब ये वाला जो फेज था, इसमें बहुत दिनों तक ऐसा था कि इक्विटी मार्केट ऊपर जाएगा ना. I was always like नहीं, गोल्ड नहीं सस्टेन करेगा. बट ये जब स्ट्रेच होता है, then some of us change our ideas कि शायद इस बार कुछ डिफरेंट है, या फिर something else will happen, or it may stretch for a longer time. I should change my ideas. But if you are talking about long term, you should believe on it. Probably आप इसके प्राइस चार्ट में जाके और देखिए, इसके प्राइस चार्ट में जाके और डीप डाइव कीजिए. So this helps you identify the major relationship. This is a daily chart. Sorry, it's a monthly chart.
So my question would be, how synchronized can they? How nearly synchronized can they be?
So if you see the prices, so they have been discounted as per their values.
In terms of trying to anticipate.
Yes.
If this is a monthly chart, probably the bottom.
This is not a monthly chart. This is a line chart. This is not a monthly chart. This is a daily chart. If you see the range 2012 to 2013, it is a daily chart.
If you would have used a logarithmic scale, it would have been more synchronized. क्योंकि वो जो आप गोल्ड की वो देख रहे हैं ना, मतलब sideways movement, that is basically a good downfall in gold जब equities बढ़ी है. Because logarithmic अगर आप देखेंगे तो गोल्ड ने 9x पे लगभग 400 का हाई बना के और 280 का लो बनाया, $280. So that was considerably a big, $400 का हाई और $280 का लो.
It is 2005-6 में.
$400 in NYMEX.
See, I remember this time. ये मतलब if I'm not wrong, ये वो 9,865 का लेवल है, जो गोल्ड बहुत दिनों से मतलब तोड़ ही नहीं रहा था. It was in a long sideways phase during that time. And वो उसने जब तोड़ा तो ऐसा लगा कि probably ये प्राइस फिर नहीं देखेगा. तो it was a very long sideways range. मतलब 6-8 महीने तक आप गोल्ड में इंट्राडे करने में भी दिक्कत हो रही थी. You could not do any trades. वैसा sideways range था. So what we can do is we can, if we keep on studying these charts, these interrelationships, it will help us keep in the long-term track, the right track.
ये जो अपनी स्टडी किया करती होती है, जब यूएसडी एनआर का भी रिटर्न आ जाता है गोल्ड के अंदर, जब अपन इंडियन प्राइसेस में देखते हैं, क्या सेम स्टडी आपने इंटरनेशनल चार्ट पे करा है गोल्ड?
इंटरनेशनल चार्ट पे मैंने नहीं किया है. उसपे
डाउ और गोल्ड
उसपे आप करेंगे तो ये वाला जो फॉल है वो थोड़ा और आपको एब्रप्ट मिलेगा. ये फॉल जो आपको और एब्रप्ट मिलेगा. इंटरनेशनल चार्ट पे मैंने नहीं किया है. अगर मैं इंटरनेशनल चार्ट से कंपेयर कर रहा हूँ तो मुझे रिलेशन करना चाहिए फिर वहां के मार्केट का. देन आई शुड कंपेयर डाउ. या
क्योंकि वहां पे क्या बड़ा इतिहास आपके सामने आ जाएगा.
करेक्ट.
छोटा सा कि 10-15 साल का ही बना सकता हूँ।
Right, that can also be tried. So, इंटर-मार्केट रिलेशनशिप में आप अपने सारे चीजें ट्राई कर सकते हो. You can, ऐसा जरूरी नहीं है कि जो कोरिलेशंस बताए गए हैं वही आप ट्राई कीजिए.
I do
Yeah.
this, that's why I'm...
Yeah, that's a good thought.
यहाँ पे कोई यूएसडी आएगा तो अभी फायदा है. अभी एक कंसर्न जैसा है कि बाजार अगर बढ़ रहा है तो जनरल जो थिंकिंग है कि डॉलर कमजोर होगा और भी अप्रिशिएट होना चाहिए एज कंपेयर्ड टू डॉलर. अगर बाजार इंडियन बाजार अच्छा हो रहा है, डॉलर अगर वीक हो रहा है तो चलिए इन्वर्स प्रोपोर्शनेट टू गोल्ड. अगर डॉलर अप्रिशिएट हुआ तो गोल्ड नीचे जाएगा. तो उस केस में इंडियन प्राइसेस उतनी करेक्ट नहीं होती अगर डॉलर.
See, अपने इसमें क्या देख रहे हैं? We are trying to see the asset class rotation. It is giving you a mindset view कि ये मूव अप आ सकता है. अब ट्रेड किस में करेंगे? इंडियन में. तो अब इंडियन में जाके फिर आपको डीप डाइव करना है. So, ये thought is perfectly right. इस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से ये perfectly right है. So, basically what I want to say is कि आप जो thought दे रहे हैं उसमें मतलब I have that in my mind कि yes that can be used. But वो कॉल मैं उससे भी कंपेयर कर सकता था. उससे भी मैं कंपैरिजन कर सकता था. शायद वो और बेटर लगता है. Right. Sure. So now we talk about relationship between sectorial stocks and commodities. So how one stock or few stocks can tell you about where a commodity is leading, where the whole sector is leading. So we talk about that. So we had a inter-market presentation in Indore some time back. So there I had put up 3 charts. So I thought मैं उसी को रिव्यू करता हूँ ये सब देखते वक्त. तो basically sectorial stocks lead commodities price, hence giving important diversification. This is a theory which is given in books. Those who devised it. So ये उस समय हमने ये 9th March 2013 की बात है जब अपना ये प्रेजेंटेशन हुआ था. तो what we noticed is that BPCL was making a bottom, right? And crude oil was around its highs. So the question was, BPCL is making a bottom. हमने ये रिलेशन यहाँ देखा था कि initially जब crude oil ने अपना bottom बनाया था, BPCL made a stop, and we saw this rally, and we saw this downside, and now we saw that BPCL was making a bottom. So what impact could have been on a crude oil? क्या crude oil अब यहाँ से गिर सकता है? ये उस समय we talked about. So this is around 9/3/2013, and this is 9/3/2013. So if we see this, the impact it had on crude oil, and BPCL bottom, and it moved up, and abhi bhi they are having a inverse relationship as it is. So it is giving you a long term view also. But अगर आप पोजिशनल ट्रेड्स भी करते हैं, so your pace of trades, the rate of change, we want momentum, we want profit fast. जितना फास्ट आ सकता है उतना अच्छा लगता है. It can increase your pace because it keeps you in a right trend by a correlation. In this case, it was an inverse correlation. Yes.
You cannot track day-to-day movements. Let us say BPCL, but then
No.
once you know that the trend has changed and probably they are crossing each other.
Yes.
That is why you can take a long-term view of
Yes.
BPCL or crude, either.
Yes. And ये जो time होता है, this time when it made a bottom and it was topping up. So I am saying about rate of change of this time. इस समय आपको जो आपकी inverse commodity जहाँ पे आप relation लगाते हैं वहाँ पे एक fast move मिलता है. You get fast momentum because it is forming a top.
एक चीज पर एक और इम्पोर्टेंट बात है. You have to it's not you have to see the it's not a sector, a business type of business the company is doing is also important to. BPCL is the marketing of petroleum product. It's not even refinery. So if you compare with the refining company, I think the chart will be different.
What I am trying to see here is
Oh, it's just
market takes it that way.
But BPCL is a marketing company.
It has an inverse correlation. That's where we are
See,
trying to say.
BPCL मतलब टेक्नोलॉजी में भी होता,
सेक्टर नहीं है ना वो सेक्टर
टेक्नोलॉजी में भी होता तो मेरे को चिंता नहीं है अगर देयर कोरिलेशंस आर वर्किंग वेल. वी कैन, मतलब यही मैं बोल रहा हूँ, वी कैन ट्राई दैट. यू कैन फाइंड, हो सकता है कि क्रूड का कोई बहुत दूर का रॉ मटेरियल है जो बैरल्स के प्लास्टिक बनाता है, उस स्टॉक से हो सकता है आपको क्रूड ऑयल का बहुत अच्छा रिलेशन मिलता है. सो
दोनों ब्लेंड करने चाहिए एक दूसरे को. दिस इज व्हाट
Yes.
पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू है.
लॉजिकल कोरिलेशन होना चाहिए.
pull apart or they should be blending each other.
सी लॉजिकल कोरिलेशन होना चाहिए. एंड सी एक इंडस्ट्री किसी दूसरी इंडस्ट्री को फॉलो कर रही है, इट इज लाइक दैट. सो एक चीज से किसी चीज दूसरी चीज को डायरेक्ट फर्क पड़ता है उनके रेवेन्यूज पे या किसी भी चीज पे, तो वो यहाँ पे दिखता है. एंड स्टॉक्स में टेंडेंसी है कि वो आपको एडवांस में ये चीजें बताए.
Stocks precede commodities. That is what we are.
Yes.
So that is as per books. That is as per books. I have a different thing to it also. So
पहले क्रूड का टॉप निकालना पड़ेगा, देन फिर बीपीसीएल का निकाल पाएंगे. मतलब पहले तो क्रूड यूनिवर्सली ट्रेडेड है ना, फिर बीपीसीएल को ट्रेड.
अपने कौन होते हैं टॉप बॉटम निकालने वाले? जिस चीज में बन रहा है टॉप बॉटम, वो देखेंगे अपने को.
इट्स अ मैटर ऑफ चांस. कभी कोई चीज नहीं करती, कभी कोई चीज नहीं करती. बट यूजुअली स्टॉक्स
उसका इसका जो दूसरा साइड है वो आई पुट अप माय की ऑब्जर्वेशंस ऑन इट कि क्या क्या डिफरेंस आते हैं.
This is a very good filtration tool you can say. You can filter which kind of industry, which kind of portfolio you can build for future.
So अभी अपने इस बात को बिलीव कर पा रहे हैं क्योंकि ये रिजल्ट देख रहे हैं. लास्ट टाइम व्हेन वी हैड दिस प्रेजेंटेशन, हम लोग का काफी अच्छा डिस्कशन हुआ था कि why it should work or why it should not work.
There was a period when all the market was moving in the one direction. Gold was moving up, Dow was moving up, Nifty was going up. It's a very long period.
But if you see, क्या क्रूड में आप बता सकते थे कि क्रूड will fall down?
I'm just, this is information and I'm not challenging anything.
नहीं, मैं भी आपसे डिस्कस ही कर रहा हूँ. I'm not taking anything as a challenge. If it is a challenge, then I'll get some learning. I'm completely fine with that.
क्या इनका क्रॉसओवर भी कुछ फायदा रखता है?
इनका
क्रॉसओवर जो है
नहीं, क्रॉसओवर उतना मायने नहीं रखता. आपको रिलेशन देखना है, आपको वो इंडिविजुअल रिलेशन देखना है और फिर उसका इम्पैक्ट देखना है. Yeah?
As we move forward, we'll get to know more and more.
Yes. This was other stock. अब यहाँ पे inverse है. यहाँ पे steel is giving an indication that steel stocks may rise. So we discussed about sale. That is there a possible big move with sale impending on this 9th March? So if we see, sale was trading around 50. ये डेली, इसका जो डेली चार्ट था, इससे स्टील ने काफी बुलिश ये ब्रेक देकर स्टील वाज मेकिंग अ फ्लैग एंड देन गोइंग अप अगेन. लेकिन दो सेल हैव ब्रोकन दिस ट्रेंड लाइन बट दिस मोमेंटम वाज नॉट देयर. सो दिस मोमेंट वाज इम्पेंडिंग इन सेल प्रॉब्ली. सो इस अब सेल के चार्ट में जाके व्हेन यू गेट अ राइट टाइम यू कैन डू दैट. I've compared with steel Raipur contract and sale. So a metal commodity with a metal sector. So sale after that. So if we see here, ये इस समय की बात है. उसके बाद इस टाइम में काफी अच्छा मूव आया. तो इसका एक दूसरा पॉइंट हो सकता है कि इस समय मार्केट में भी अच्छा मूव आया था, सारे स्टॉक चले थे. तो मार्केट से भी मैंने कंपेयर करने की कोशिश की, निफ्टी से भी मैंने कंपेयर करने की कोशिश की. तो ये टाइम देखे हम अगर, सो द काइंड ऑफ मूवमेंट विच सेल हैज गिवन, निफ्टी हैड नॉट गिवन. निफ्टी में तो मेजरली इट स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम हियर. So this was sale in Nifty. Then we discussed about Tata Steel versus steel. Say other stock, one was steel stock, Tata Steel, and then so same thing. Tata Steel also had broken this line Steel had broken this line, Tata Steel still to cover up a lot. That was the major question. And what happened in Tata Steel after that? This is basically this period. Tata Steel also had that. So this is as compared to Nifty. So, but other side we have seen of it, यहाँ पे the commodity led stocks. From commodity we understood that the stock might rise. On the hindsight, on that side we saw that stocks led commodities. So generally in books we'll read that stock lead commodities, but other thing is also possible. The other side is also possible. So now I'm coming to relative strength. So relative strength is very different from our relative strength index. So relative strength is an important tool of intermarket analysis. So it is a technical concept that measures the relationship between two securities, how you can compare two securities. One security is compared by the other and the result is plotted in a single line. So basically it is ratio of one security by other, which tells you the relative rate of change of each securities. So RS can be used to compare one asset to other in order to understand intermarket relationship, comparing gold to bonds or Japanese market with US market. So if you try to find out two various international markets and if you plot their charts, so suppose आप इंडिया और यूएस के मार्केट का कंपैरिजन कर रहे हैं, जब तक यूएस मार्केट चल रहा था, इंडियन मार्केट वाज नॉट इन दैट स्पीड. If you compare Indian and US market, when this relative strength comparatively increased, then the kind of returns Indian market has given, US market is not. So same thing is like Japanese market और US market के बीच में भी comparison करके अपने देखें तो we'll find this thing. It can be used for lot of things. Any comparison it can be used for. It is used for gold silver ratio, although it is used for commodity spreads. So it is used for those things. So most common use is comparing a stock with its index. So most common use is comparing a stock with index. जैसे भी Reliance साथ बैठा है, Reliance में momentum नहीं आ रहा है, probably उसका जब relative strength strong होगा against to Nifty, then we might see a good move in Reliance, probably. So like comparison of Nifty, Reliance to Nifty to find out when one can outperform the other. So RS lends itself to trend reversal techniques, price patterns. So RS जो plot होता है, उसमें भी अपने trend reversal techniques और price patterns बना सकते हैं. We can use it for further analysis and stuff. So rather than going to the past data, what I've tried to do is I've compared all the current sectors of Nifty, most of the current sectors, and tried to find out which sector might move now. I've done that. I've not taken any past data in this. So this is relative strength of Nifty versus sectors. That is sectors versus Nifty. So here we have four sectors: auto, commodities, pharma and metals. So if we see the auto sector, the strength of auto sector was very strong as compared to Nifty. It was rising, but now it has come in a sideways mode. These peaks are also lower than the last peak. So auto sector is probably, right now I'll stay away from auto sector. If I talk about commodity sector, CNX commodities, commodity sector is consistently losing its strength right now also. Probably this is not the time I'll bet in commodity sector. CNX Pharma, the strength was consistently high, but now it made lower highs and it has also broken this long trend line. So CNX Pharma is something which, as compared to other sectors, might lose strength right now. Probably it is the time to avoid pharma. But if we hear on news and all the thing, IT and pharma में क्या लग रहा है, IT and pharma में कौन सा stock अच्छा लग रहा है? So these are the only questions you are asked, nothing else. So every time you have to say नहीं अच्छा लग रहा है, नहीं अच्छा लग रहा है. Yeah, it is also an indicator, absolutely. So If we talk about CNX metal, it is also, its relative strength is also continuously falling as compared to Nifty. CNX Energy, it is following the same trend. It is, now if we talk about PSU Bank, PSU Bank was losing its strength, but now it is gaining strength as compared to Nifty. As compared to all other stocks, PSU Bank is in a rising trend. It has broken this trend line above, probably in a positive direction. Same is with finance stocks. PSU Bank has just started to take the rally. For finance stock, they have spent 2 to 3 good months. If we talk about CNX IT, so IT was leading the market. Now it has lost its strength and now it has broken on the lower side. So if we talk about CNX Realty, so Realty, there was a long, it was losing its strength consistently. 1000 रुपए का DLF 140 रुपए हो गया. So all this thing happened. So now, but Realty is probably now it is making a bottom. So Realty is comparatively. And if we talk about consumption चल रहा है धीरे धीरे, but still it has made a lower low here right now. Not sure about it. CNX Auto, I think there's a reputation here. CNX Infra, so Realty is giving a up direction, but Infra is still down. For Infra, the time has not come yet. So sector rotation, group rotation is also a very important part of intermarket analysis. So money comes out from one sector and it goes from other sector. Like right now we are in a bull market. So bull market will continue. Nifty may go sideways, other things happen. But sector rotation will keep happening. So that will happen and money will flow from one sector to other sector. So then as per this all 12 sectors, I found 2 sectors good. That is Realty and PSU Banks. So this is the monthly chart of Realty. So if we see, it has broken this long trend line. This rally came after that. It had this 4 months correction. Now it has made a dozy, and I'm not so good at it. So it has made a it has made a doji, and now we can see that. So if we probably अपने weekly और daily chart में देखेंगे तो ये इसने एक flag बनाया है. So it has made a flag and it has broken on the upside. So probably next 2 to 3 months can be very good months for Realty. So it has given us a top indication that what are the sectors which I will look for. Then I'll go and screen the stocks. Which stocks are moving in the right direction for these sectors, and then I'll go with those stocks. So these are the stocks of Realty, Anandra, DLF, Godrej, HDI. We may want to go and have a look. Most of these stocks are bottoming. Actually, I had the same mind. Basically, मैंने इसलिए किया so that I come up with concrete analysis कि अभी क्या लग रहा है.
That is the practical use of what you're doing.
Yeah, I could have taken out US charts.
Please do your own research on it.
Yes, please do your own research, and I'm very bad at research. Don't.
How deep can we go? For example, let us say we are getting 2 sectors which are, let us say, now reversing or which might outperform the Nifty.
Yeah.
So out of the 2, we find the one which is better. Of that, we drill deep into the stocks, and then again find the relative strength of those individual stocks, and then probably come up with 2 or 3 trading ideas.
See,
that is the right way.
That can be right way for if you are taking a portional recommendation. Why don't you take benefit in your short-term recommendations also for this? If you try and see, मुझे ये लगता है कि इनमें जो आपके अब signals आएंगे, that will give you quick returns with less risk. The probability of them being successful will be very high. So probably अब ये 2-3 महीने में इनमें जो ट्रेड्स होगी that will be on the stronger side. I was noticing this, जैसे PFC, RSC, मैं बुलिश था इन स्टॉक्स में for last 1-2 months, तो इनमें जब भी बाइंग की अपॉर्चुनिटी आ रही थी, it was fast and furious. So that pace probably.
PSU banks.
Yes, PSU banks. So PSU bank is the sector जिसमें अभी भी बहुत disclaimer, जिसमें अभी भी बहुत
प्लीज यूज स्टॉप लॉस। क्या होता है कि वो यहाँ से अपने क्या ट्रेड मारना और ऐसा नहीं यूज करना।
ये ट्रेड नहीं मारना है, मैंने बस एक एनालिसिस किया है। मैंने भी फर्स्ट टाइम नहीं किया, ऐसा समझ लो आप, मतलब 80% प्रोबेबिलिटी फेल होने की है।
Now people are deleting those photographs now.
You are being too defensive. Go ahead.
No, I'm giving my disclaimer in a with a stop loss. So probably these are the stocks. इनमें से भी अगर आप कुछ स्टॉक्स में देखेंगे, DLF को छोड़कर मोस्ट ऑफ द स्टॉक्स में स्ट्रेंथ। PSU bank का मंथली चार्ट देखें तो सेम थिंग इज हैपनिंग। It had broken from this monthly thing and now it's coming, and PSU बैंक में बहुत स्ट्रेंथ है फिलहाल। So PSU बैंक के भी आप स्टॉक्स को अपने डीप डाइव कर सकते हैं, जाके खुद के एनालिसिस कर सकते हैं, एंड मुझे लगता है whether short term or long term it will help in both. It will help in both. Your pace will increase, your probability will increase, your percentage of accuracy and everything will increase. So these are the stocks of PSU banks. ये मैंने एक सेक्टोरल रोटेशन का साइकिल लिया है, दिस इज फ्रॉम दिस जॉन मर्फी बुक। सो हाउ सेक्टर रोटेशन हैपेंस, सेक्टर रोटेशन कैसे होता है। तो बेसिकली दिल्ली कॉन्ट्रैक्शन के टाइम पैसा कंज्यूमर स्टेपल्स में जाता है, people are, you know, defensive, they want something. These are the sectors which always will be in demand, however. So it goes in consumer staples, then utilities, financials, consumer cyclicals. Cyclicals basically includes auto sectors or the bulky sectors which requires a lot of capital. Transportation, technology, services, capital goods, basic metals, energy. So अगर अपने करंट सिनेरियो की बात करें तो टेक्नोलॉजी में काफी अच्छा मूव आ चुका है, कंज्यूमर सिक्लिकल्स में काफी अच्छा मूव आ सकता है, इन्होंने तो लीड ही किया था, कंज्यूमर स्टेपल्स और फाइनेंशियल्स का मूव आ रहा है। सो कैपिटल गुड्स, बेसिक मेटल्स, एनर्जी। सो प्रॉब्ली कैपिटल गुड्स, एनर्जी और ये सारी चीजें अब जिन सेक्टर्स में बेसिकली पैसा नहीं आया, जहाँ पे पैसा आएगा, so those are the sectors to be focused specifically. Up, I think it is high time that we focus on sectors, specific sectors. We go as per the current pace of the market, because those are sectors which can give. So I have included my few key observations. So
last slide है, ये जो स्टडी है पूरा आपका यूएस मार्केट के ऊपर।
yes,
हम इंडियन मार्केट का क्या सिनेरियो है, मतलब ये कितना वर्कआउट करेगी आप
इंडियन मार्केट में सर्विसेज की जगह हेल्थ केयर आ जाता है।
ये है क्योंकि हमारा जो इंडियन मार्केट है उसमें 25% जो वेटेज है उनको फाइनेंशियल्स को दिया हुआ है, वो वहाँ पर जो है जो वेटेज है वो अलग है। वहाँ पे समवट डिफेंस में है, वहाँ पर वो वेटेज ज्यादा है जो उनका इंडेक्स, तो समवट हमारे यहाँ वो कैसे वर्किंग।
इसमें क्या है, ये चीज अब यूएस में भी एग्जैक्टली काम नहीं करेगी। दिस इज एवर चेंजिंग। सो एक इकोनॉमी जैसे एक्सपैंड होती है, टेक्नोलॉजी चेंज होती है, लाइफस्टाइल चेंजेस, ऑल ऑफ दिस थिंग चेंजेस। This is from 1995. If you see, this is from 1995. So it is giving you an indication that this is how.
It's a past study. Yes. इसका इम्पैक्ट नहीं करेगा ये।
It's a past study. इसमें डिस्क्लेमर की रिक्वायरमेंट नहीं है, मतलब so basically it is telling you sector, it helps you a lot. जैसे आप अभी जैसे उस समय जब मार्केट साइडवेज चल रहा था, so on what basis we were saying एक बहुत बड़ा बुल मार्केट आने वाला है, हिंदुस्तान यूनिलीवर, FMCG stocks, they were non-stop, all of the money was going in there. जब वो मतलब so it is giving you indication if that stock has taken so much time, now money will come out of it. तो FMCG से पैसा आके दूसरे सेक्टर्स में जाएगा. पॉजिटिव चीज है, एनर्जी में अभी तक मूव नहीं आया है, so which is generally during top of the bull market. So अभी टॉप से अभी अपने प्रॉब्ली दूर है. So you have to take indications from it and then deep dive further with all the multiple studies which we have. उससे अपने जाके we can further deep dive. It helps a lot. It helps a lot. मैंने ये देखा है कि सेक्टर रोटेशन के अकॉर्डिंग स्टॉक सेलेक्ट करते हैं तो you get the right timing, you get the right movement, you get the right bulk of returns in a small time because you are in the right sector at the right time. This tends to move. So these are few observations. These are few observations which are जो मैंने इंटर-मार्केट एनालिसिस मैंने प्रैक्टिस ये सब मैंने ऑब्जर्व किया है. So anything correlated closely, whether positive or negative, if compared, can give good indications about the future price movements. So anything means you have to go and do the homework. सिर्फ जो बुक्स में लिखा है या जो सेक्टर्स बताए जाते हैं उसके अलावा भी कई चीजें मैच कर सकती है. You will be astounded to see that कई चीजें मतलब you can discover it. So if you do this comparative analysis, you can discover this. As per books, sectoral stocks lead particular commodities, but vice versa is also possible, which we checked. It also helps you to identify the major trend or the change in trend as other indicators. So what do we look in indicators and charts? We try to identify the change in trend. And basically, कई बार change in trend हमें जब एक correction आ जाता है, it rises again and then it comes to fall, तब हमें पता चलता है. ये आपको एक early indication दे सकता है कि when the steam is coming out, when it is losing out. It also helps you to identify the major trend or the change in trend as other indicators. It should be used as a possibility, and once any such relationship is identified, entry or exit should be based on the specific entity price movement itself. तो यहाँ से आपने relationship निकाल लिया है. It is kind of a top-down analysis. यहाँ से आपने relationship निकाल लिया है. अब जैसे आपको कुछ सेक्टर्स अच्छे लग रहे हैं, कुछ बैंक्स अच्छे लग रहे हैं, तो स्पेसिफिकली उनमें जाकर रिसर्च करना जरूरी है. उनमें जब राइट टाइम आता है उनके चार्ट्स के अकॉर्डिंग, when you get the right indication, then we take positions. It tells you the major trend of any particular entity, whether specific sector, specific commodity or a specific asset class. तो अगर गोल्ड का चार्ट देखें तो कहीं ना कहीं हमें मेजर ट्रेंड का आइडिया लग रहा है कि what can happen. इक्विटी और इनको कंपेयर करके हमें पता चल रहा है कि प्रॉब्ली कौन सा फेज है. कोई भी एसेट क्लास का मेजर ट्रेंड का हमें इससे पता चल सकता है. when the money, this is useful for our mutual fund investments also, when you can do the rotation of your money from one sector to other sector, equity to debt to commodity, one sector of mutual fund to other sector of mutual fund. The major trend as per inter-market analysis can be taken as a base, and then trading decisions can be based on that. This is the same point. If you compare two asset classes, sectors or stocks, one which is in a primary trend as per inter-market, the probability of success in the same increases. ये हमने sectoral rotation से देखा कि हम लोग दो sectors compare करें और ये सारी चीजें देखें, तो जिसमें primary trend लग रहा है उसमें success के chances ज़्यादा हैं. Intermarket relationship change in between, or two correlated entities move together up or down if they are in the bullish or bearish phase of the long-term cycle, like decisional cycle or super cycle. तो जो चीजें correlated चलती है, तो ऐसा नहीं कि वो हमेशा ही correlation में चलेगी. बीच में उनका correlation break होगा, and they will again get back to it, क्योंकि जो उनका suppose आपको किसी relation से लग रहा है कि crude oil गिरना चाहिए, लेकिन crude oil का जो overall cycle है उसके according अभी crude में और momentum बाकी है. So that may not happen. So, but जिस चीज से आप कंपेयर कर रहे थे इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि वो कंपैरिजन गलत हो गया है. Later on again that thing can give you a right indication. These relationships do get back to their old relation and help in intermarket relationship. तो इनका वापस से वो they come back to their old relationship and they help in intermarket relationship.